Trebet and All Hail the King of Glory. You're listening to Premier. 11:45 here in London. Now, don't forget that I still have a pair of tickets to give away for the Oracles concert on which is on Bank Holiday Monday. CC Winans will be there. Kirk Franklin will be there. Mary, Ann Nesby, Martha Menezes, Smokey Norfolk, Coco, Kelly Price, Jahaziel will be there, Singing D will be there, I will be there. Will you be there? Well, you can be if you want to. 2 tickets for you, but you have to listen carefully because what I'm going to ask you to do, you'll have to have heard from my guest first. So please pay attention. Just a few things I'll be dying to mention. I want to join the group. I want to rap. Now, Seyi, let me come to you again. Thank you so much for coming in. You've got some friends with you. You've talked us through what hip hop does and what the objective is and how you do it. But introduce us to some of the wonderful people you've brought in with you this evening.
I have 2 of my really good friends here. And the first here is One Truth. Is a Christian hip hop artist, and the other is Peque. He's also an artist as well as he kind of directs an arts production group. And so here they are.
So One Truth,
Yes, sir.
aka Jamal. Okay, but for the purposes of this, we'll just call you One Truth. One Truth and PQ. PQ, what's that stand for, sir?
PQ is actually it's initials for Patrick Quentin.
Oh, nice.
No, I just said it over the airwaves.
Don't worry, it's just us talking. Nobody else knows. It's just you might find it on MySpace and Facebook and all the street cred is gone. Now let me come first to you. Truth. One Truth. Oh, Muyiwa.
Like iRobot.
That was the Nigerian side stumbling. Yeah. Couldn't have been the British side. So forgive me. One Truth. Interesting. The name is from where? One Truth.
Well, actually, it's something that the Lord put in my heart, and I know Christians say that all the time, but it's true. What happens is, I'm from San Francisco originally, and it's very multicultural and very politically correct there. And I live in Los Angeles now. It's also very politically correct there. I went to UCLA. It's very politically correct there. And this pluralistic societies that I continuously find myself in. I respect people's views, but if whatever you see is not including Christ, it's broken. And I think that sometimes people start in a truthful premise, but then they end in a false conclusion. And One Truth is just a means to call attention to the fact that whatever is true because God, who created the truth, and Jesus, who is the truth, has made it so and declared it so. And if it's in opposition to Him, it is not. So there's only one truth, and it's not many truths. That's the point of it.
But isn't it interesting? Because when you said, I know Christians say that all the time, that we've become so used to people just saying stuff. You think, I don't really want to say that, lest I be dumped with. But how did you bump into God, as they say here at Premier Christian Radio?
That's good. I grew up with my mom, and my siblings are younger than me. There was this period of time when it was just her and I. And my mom became substance addicted, drug addicted in middle school of my life.
Now, middle school would be what age?
Junior high school, 11, 12, 13.
Oh, wow.
So 11, 12. We were very close, almost like friends, more than mother and son. And so from there, there was a lot of like consequences that just go with that kind of behavior, and those stories go around all the time. It's nothing new, but a lot of neglect, a lot of emotional type of abusive type of situations, and so there was a lot of like destructive habits that I developed during my preteen and teen years. And at the end of my high school years, say you point out secondary school years, I started to become surrounded with people who were talking to me about faith and talking to me about God and talking to me about the truth. Before that, though, I've always felt that God was real. But if you asked me, I would tell you that no one could really know. But if I had the expectation that if I needed something, it would be provided for me. I had the expectation that if I needed direction, that direction would come from somewhere. And so God has always been very present. And so later on, when I heard the gospel and I realized that it was just rational and sensible, it was the most accurately reflective of reality. It was an easy decision. Since I've become a Christian, I've seen the work of his intervention as it's continued to relay foundation and bring people around me who could provide me with direction that I didn't have in formative years. And so all those things come from the same God. And so there's different venues, different avenues, different experiences, different relationships, one truth. And so that's the bumping into God has been repeated for me. It's interesting to me that people tell testimonies that happened 10 years ago as though God weren't living and active today. My experiences with him are ongoing, and it's continuously to learn again that he's intervening.
Now, Peque, let me come to you. You're an artist as well.
Yes, I am.
Is that as a musical artist, or are you a graffiti artist or a painter?
Although I love to sing and would love to be a musical artist, I am actually a visual artist.
Okay.
And I do graffiti. That's part of what I do and am doing here with Hip Hope, is showing the kids that they can take their love for art, which they would usually do as graffiti art, and turn that into something positive.
Now, I must say at home, I would have loved to show you PQ's work, but we're still working on that. You can see on radio. In the meantime, so now, how does that work in outreach formats? You just get out and start painting stuff, and people ask what it is, or how does it work?
Similar to rap or any other form of music, it's two ways. We can do it freestyle, which is to just create on the spot, obviously, and then there's predetermined pieces that I have based on the music that we're doing. So it's something that God gave me years ago, and I didn't know how to do it. That old thing.
Were you one of those that would go and vandalize the trains whilst God was calling you? And then you'll put your tag up so we can all read it whilst you're going to work, but he was still calling you.
That's a good one. I actually am not one of those guys. Although I happen to work with a lot of kids like that, I actually came from a different quarter completely. I was too afraid. I just had one of those fathers that wouldn't allow me to do something like that. Or I would have been one of those kids.
Well, let me come back to you, Seyi. Now, given that there's this outreach, and forgive me if I'm calling it the wrong thing, outreach on May the 2nd, a number of questions. How are the churches in the area able to get involved? Are they involved, the church in the Ilford area? And how, if they're not involved, how are they able to get involved with the work on the 2nd of May?
There are a few churches that are involved in the Ilford area. Our heart is obviously to have more involvement, and part of that is most people don't know who we are. And it's really easy how they can definitely connect with us. They can go to our website, and inquire and put in question, and we would definitely love to connect with any church in the Ilford, or even just anywhere in the United Kingdom that is say, man, I want to see something like this in my community, or how can we serve in any way we can. Ultimately, our heart is actually to serve the United Kingdom, and especially London area. And so, yeah, anywhere that the churches can, we're completely open to that. And definitely they can visit our website, which is www.hiphopeinternational spelled out.com. And you can go to our contact page and put in, just let us know. We would love to meet you before we leave, hopefully, or at least contact and make that connection. But also, too, even on the day of, if you have a church in the area, or not even in the area, and you want to come out to be a witness of what's going on, and get an idea of what we stand for, what's going on. That's another way you can actually get involved in what's going on, and coming out to Hilford, the town hall, on the Redbridge Town Hall in the Lambham Room on May 2nd, on Saturday, May 2nd, this Saturday from 6 to 9. So that's another way people can actually come and be a part of that.
Well, I'm going to go to an ad break because, of course, the bills have to be paid. But when I come back, I'll be asking you each, gentlemen, to share some thoughts with us for people who are dealing with young people right now at different stages. Maybe some who find it difficult to understand their young people, or mother who's struggling by herself with a son or a daughter. What from your experience can you share as to a way forward for her, or for a youth worker who wants to conquer their world and find it hard going? What can you say to them that can make things better? All that you can hear in the new day here with me, Muyiwa, on Premier Christian Radio, and also how you can get your hands on a pair of tickets. Let me just tell you now that you will have to call 08450 21 21 21. That's 08450 21 21 21. But before you start calling, you must know what the question will be. And the question I will tell you after the break.